And today we're gonna grab something. Say what? Oh yeah, what are we gonna grab today? We're gonna grab some mangoes. Kiwi and I are out here, and I got this little Fairchild, this little scion that I went ahead and clipped off the leaves here the other day. So not really showing any sort of active buds on the top there. So not your quintessential scion that most people would like. There is a small bud, whoa, coming down here, but nothing up here. I'm still gonna take it just because it's a piece that I need. It's the only piece of budwood for this Fairchild for right now. So I will be using it. I tend to find the ones with some active growth on there, but this time, not so much. But that's one that we're gonna graft today. And I'll talk to you and show you where we're gonna graft them, but put that in my pocket and let's slide over and grab a couple more. Now I am open, so I don't know how many of these. Oh, man, look what I just found. Dang it. Had some rain come in here yesterday and some wind. So it looks like one of these little ponchos fell off. Dang, that's the second one that it's fallen off. Only two left and some more time for them to cook. So, well, that's what it is. But yes, I am open today. So let's see how much of this we can actually get done before I either get a customer or before we overheat here. This phone is hopefully going to stay in the shade, but if not, we'll see what we can do here. Don't know how much time we got. This one is that coconut cream, and it does have a patent on it, right? So I'm not supposed to propagate this for sale, but for my own sake, that's totally different, right? Like I can propagate it. And these are pushing here. Hang on here. These buds are a little bit more active. You can see already pushing there a little bit more than what I would like to use. I like this one a little bit better. But anyways, I went ahead and chopped off the leaves earlier, 3-4 days ago. So figured these would work. So 2 coconut creams and a Fairchild. And let's see where we can go put them. I was out here doing some yesterday. Got a few on there. Well, I got a Glen there and started moving some Glens around as well. Just because that's what we had available. And this is a lot of trial and error, my friends. Now, where are they going? Let's find out. Let's find out. Like this one, I went ahead and put, what's up? I went ahead and put a Glen down here. And this one's getting crowded out by the Mexican sunflowers. They are encroaching fast, y'all. But let's see here. What I like to do is I like to wrap. Hang on here. Let me spin this bad boy around. I got to wrap these scions really fast. But while we do that, we can get here and talk to y'all. What are you doing? What am I doing? We're out here grafting. Well, about to start grafting. Hopefully in the shade. Hang on here. My tripod is on the fritz over here and wants to fall over a lot more. These little legs down below that they make, they're very fragile. This is like my 4th tripod already. They break very fast, and now they all will have that lean. But give me 1 second here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the old tape. Gotta wrap these guys. So what's up? What's up? We're all getting crowded. Listen, these Mexican sunflowers are aggressive, folks. They are aggressive. They will go ahead and grow how they want to grow. Now, can you utilize them? Are there mosquitoes right now? Yes. Can you utilize them to the best of your ability? Yes. But you gotta work them, folks. They are a little buggy out here. I may have to get some of that lemongrass, folks. What are we doing? We're just wrapping these up really fast. But hopefully you guys are either outside or in the AC, because it is a roaster out here. Oh, there's one. Hang on here. The good thing is I don't have to label them because I can tell the difference between the two. The Fairchild is very dark. you haven't had Fairchild, it's a great mango, folks. I'm not even gonna front. I don't know if there's a Zill / Fairchild beef going back and forth. I'm not starting anything. I don't know anything. I'm just saying you don't hear a whole lot about this Fairchild mango, and it's delish. It is really, really nice. If you like the Indo-Chinese, you like those nice tropical flavors in there. Very, very nice. Highly recommend it. It's not a huge mango, so you're not gonna stuff yourself on it, but we'll start with this one since I only have one. Are you able to take the sunflower seeds straight from the plant? No, these sunflowers don't give you edible seeds. Let me see if I can get some seeds for you. Give me one sec here. Let me show you what they look like here. Right here. So these, I don't have any flowers that I'm seeing right now. Maybe one, maybe a few up top. These are the little spent heads that you get, right? So these are just the little seeds in there. Now, supposedly they are they're not viable, but stranger things have happened. All these little seeds will go ahead and open up, and I have seen them like propagate on their own around here. Oh, there was one right here at my finger, right here, down here below. Anyways, they do kind of spread every once in a while. You just gotta have to watch them here and there. But for shade purposes, for fertilization purposes, for pollination purposes, they're great. For insulation purposes, that's what I'm using them for as well. Hang on here, folks. Let me see if I can't first find out where it's going, and then we're gonna go ahead and figure something out here. Now, the cool thing is, if I don't like these later on, I can just regraft these, graft this again onto something else. So it doesn't have to be like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be Fairchild forever. Like, well, if it was, cool. If not, it's okay, folks. You don't have to. Hang on here. This thing's got a wicked lean on it. All right, can you see that? All right, so yeah, you can always regraft it, so it's not a big deal if you don't like the cultivar. All right, first thing is first, I've already went ahead and cleaned my blade and my pruner, so make sure that that is something that you have done. And to double check, make sure that you smell the leaves, see what it is. I found, I'll show you one over here, definitely turpentine. You can smell the strong diesel gas-like fumes in there. I checked one the other day, the one right over here, I'll show you here in just a sec. And I was expecting turpentine, and no, it was not. Let me see if I can't. And I will show you, hang on here. I can spin this bad boy around. I want to get you guys to where you guys can see what it is that we're doing here. Hang on, folks. We're going to do this in real time here. That way there's no excuses of, well, you do stuff and we don't see, and you don't want us to know the secrets. And listen, man, I'm showing y'all. Hang on here. For your money back, all right? So here's what we're grafting. This is just a turpentine that I went ahead and cut there. Got a bunch of different branches shooting out. So let me see if I can't set this up right here where I can still work with that. Shove that there. All right, something like that. Does it have to be perfect? Oh, no. We'll see what we can do. All right, it's right there, folks. It's not perfect. I am sorry. So here we go. First things first, I went ahead and gave it a small clip. Looks like the actual, say, rootstock branch is a little bit smaller in diameter than this. So I may want to even come back further. But let's see really quick. And I'm just going to do a regular cleft on here. Nothing fancy. Just to go ahead and get it started, folks. And see if we can't grow and transfer Fairchild out here to the field, because that Fairchild that I have over there, it's a fantastic tree. I just fear that I could lose that. And really quick, I'm just sharpening up the scion here. Sorry, I did then didn't do it on camera, but making sure it's not very sharp there. So I will be sharpening that up just a hair more. But the Fairchild that we have, it's a great tree. I just have to move it because, let me see if I can do this on camera here. I have to move it just because there's a limb, a couple of limbs above. And try to get this as sharp as possible with the least amount of cuts. Do that. And you don't cut this way into your wrist there, folks. You go ahead, when you cut towards yourself, you cut this way, right? Not into you, right? You're going to hold the scion out, right? So that's my 2 cents. Anyways, practice, folks. And we'll go ahead and see how she lines up. Only one side has to be matched up. So if there is a little bit of overhang on one side or the other, that's all right. Make sure that the tape doesn't interfere with the contact inside of there. And look at one side, flip it over, look at the other side. See if that one's a better match. Hopefully I'm getting you guys a good angle. If not, I'll give you a refund. Oh, you see this? I'm already hitting the camera. So what I'm doing here, we'll get you in. Just trying to squeeze this up. That way we can go ahead and let it adjust. We'll basically go ahead and get it to where it's flush up here on the top. The bottom is going to be later. The bottom's going to be just a little bit, it's uneven here. That's why we're having some issues. Technical difficulties, y'all. Hang on here. Can we get it set without it falling? No. Does it pay to have a videographer? I'm sure. This is how we do it here on the fly. Hang on. It's going to take me a little bit, but we're in the shade and we're not going to overheat the phone. So that's a win-win. And it's going, my gosh. Fire this guy. I'm just kidding. Thanks a lot for tuning in. You'd be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me. Thank you. All right. So now, got it somewhat lined up there. Oh, Kiwi, stop. Stop. Don't hit that. She hits the phone right into my head. I'm sorry. Don't hit that. No, no, stop. 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 She's chewing at the base of, stop. Go, 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 go. No. She's chewing at the base for the Mexican sunflowers and it's knocking the phone over. No, no, no. Stop. She wants to play now. No. This is serious business. We got work to do. Come on, man. You're wasting our time here. You hear? It's leaning on a pile of Mexican sunflowers. And of course, she wants the branch that's holding everything together. It's very especial, this one. All right, so we're just going to wrap it really quick before this phone falls over again. Keep it somewhat tight in there. And some of them will take. Some of them, you can do exactly the same deal. You'll repeat the same exact steps and no dice. What do? Do it again, but better. Make sure that it's taped up all the way. I lost a couple of grafts just because you think that you hit up every nook and cranny on there, and lo and behold, you got some little tiny crack. It will seep out all of the hydration and you will lose the whole entire graft. So totally optional, but I'd rather use a little bit more of this tape than to try to skimp on it and pay for it later. You've already put in the time. You've already maybe purchased the scion wherever you've gotten it from. You put in some time, money, might as well protect it by doing it right. Don't need a ton of it on there, but make sure that it's nice and covered. And this one doesn't need any foil just because it is covered. Let me show you here. It is covered with all of this. So it's not going to get any direct one. And even here, it's got the Shangri-La mulberry next to it. So yeah, there was all of this in here. She's over here trying to Look at this. Chew on all of this, and of course the phone is on there. Chop and drop, folks. I'm sorry, but all right, let's see. Cover this one up. So now, I used to go through a lot more zip ties because of this, and now I just find that quick little marking tape or cheap marking tape does two things. One, it lets me know where the graft is. Two, I can just put a little bit of tension on there. Not a ton, because you're not going to try to choke it out. You're not cutting off the flow, but just enough to keep it somewhat tight and also to mark the graft. That way, as we're walking, we can see where it's at. You can label it, write something on there. Now, it's not going to stay permanent. So even though I'll label it, you know, whatever you want to put on there, F child, well, we'll put FC for now. And then I'll write Fairchild down here. Because it will wash away. Try to label it or make a video, that way you know where it's at. But that is that right there. That is the Fairchild. And now let's see where the two coconut creams can go. Will they go together? I don't know. Let's find out. So here's the one here that I started grafting. I came over here thinking, hey, we have another turpentine here. So I came over here thinking I'm going to add something. Well, I did add already a Kent, which it was a scion that I had from that tree from my sister. So I went ahead and added one scion. It already popped. It's going good. Kent, is it the greatest? Wow. Hang on, and I'll be a big fan of it in no time. No, but we need some company for it. It's not going to be the only one here. I thought this was coconut cream when we first put it in here. Now, this is probably about my second tree in. My second tree in should have been in alphabetical order. Guess what, folks? I took a leaf, smelled it. It does not smell like coconut cream. It smells like an Indian variety. So what am I guessing? The second one that I put in, I lost my notes on what I put in here. So I'm guessing it is fruit cocktail, just because it has that scent, right? It's got that patois that some people may love. Now, I don't want to mess with it until it does, until it fruits for us. That way we can find out. My other option, come over here. And this, once upon a time, was Alfonso. This is how I started. Am I zoomed all the way in? All right. So this was Alfonso. So technically speaking, I can come over here, and now it's turpentine. Double check. Let's smell. Grab a little leaf. Let's see if this can stand here a little bit better. Yeah, you can tell just by the smell. It is definitely turpentine, very strong. But so this actually wouldn't be the worst spot for those two coconut creams, right? It is in the shade. I wouldn't have to use any mold or any foil, and I already put a Glen Graft over here. So, yeah, let's get set up and do it over here. Why not? Live a little, folks. Hang on here. Let me see if I can't. One sec here. Maybe I do one on here and then I do another one somewhere else. I don't know. But this is the cool thing about building your own shade, folks, that then you get to play in it. Doesn't matter how hot it is. Well, sure does, but it won't be as bad. Uh-oh, doing it again. All right. So, coconut cream. Where are we going? We got a thin branch here. I like this one right here on the very top. Nothing fancy. Again, we're just going to do a quick cleft. Don't worry about the branches that you knock down. Just compost them back into the system. All right. Move that. All right. See that? Let's see if I can do it here. And I like about 1.5 inches, depending on the length of scion and what it looks like, but inch, 1.5 inches cutting. Make sure that that tape doesn't get sealed into the graft. That's it. Make it nice and somewhat sharp. Clip off the end there. And let's see which way it's going to fit. Not too bad. Let me show you. So squeeze that up, move the tape, don't let it get caught in there. And that's it. See that? No air when you squeeze them in there. Once you go ahead and you tighten that up, it'll be money. See if I can't get you in a little bit closer here for the wrap. Can you hold up? My gosh. Somewhat. Can we do it? Yay, we got it, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Happy Thursday to you. The weekend is almost here. Hang in there. Some of y'all get days off. Some of y'all got to work like me on the weekends. Depends on what industry you're in. I'll tell you what, I used to work in the hospitality industry. And man, weekends were always busiest for us, for many different reasons. Restaurant industry, that's your bread and butter right there. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But now I work weekends for me, so it's different. Still work, but see that, and make sure that you get all the way down there on the very bottom, because you will think that you're wrapping the bottom of that cut there on the rootstock, and if it's not cut all the way, you will dry it up, folks. Pull and twist all the way around. I always do clockwise. I don't know. Hopefully y'all can see that. Focus off. Sorry. Stay with me here. Stay with me. But this grafting tape is definitely necessary. If you do want to go ahead and attempt to do this, I've gone the cheap route. I've gone the parafilm route. Many different tapes, and you get what you pay for. But then when you do belly up, you go, wow. You'll get the confidence. You'll think that you finally got it, which, yeah, your technique was fine this whole time. It was just the wrong stuff. It just dries out your grafts, and back to the drawing board you go, right? But if you spend it the right amount and get the right stuff, you'll be a pro in no time, and you can help others too. You can't keep this stuff, folks. You just got to let it flow back out into the community, in my opinion, right? I learn for free, therefore we give back for free. Some appreciate it, some not so much, but it's all right, folks. It's free, take it not. And again, nothing too crazy, nothing too tight, just a couple of loops to make it a little snug there. Again, label, label, label. Coconut cream can be CC, not like CC Love. That's Ceci Love. This is CC for coconut cream. Come on, man, there's differences. All right. Or cotton candy, right? Oh, no. Make sure you write cream in there. I can't. It's too small in there. All right, you know what it is. Put cocoa on there. Yeah, that should wash off in no time as well. But there's one. Now, I did two, so I will go ahead and disinfect on this next one. Do I put a date on there? No, it's not a big deal. Now, if I'm going to graft something in a pot, then yeah, I will go ahead and do it then. I'm digging this cloud cover. It was super bright earlier, man. I was drenched. I was gonna have to already change already because, man, it felt like I was in the pool with Kiwi over here. On here, let's see what our next move is. Oh, that's a great angle. Look at this view. Oh, you see this right here? That's perfect. No, this thing is leaning. I got to get some JB Weld for this tripod because I literally can't get a straight shot. Well, I got a boomerang for a tripod. If you were to see the way this thing is standing. All right, one more coconut cream. Uh-oh, I had it in my pocket. And I didn't wrap it. So really quick, we're going to show you how to wrap this guy. Non-perforated tip. Now we'll go ahead and usually have about an inch, whatever, because you're going to cut that off anyway. So, and it's pull and twist here. When you get to the top, you just give it a little bit. Nothing too crazy. You don't want to smother those buds. But you do want to make sure that they're covered because that moisture will leave and wick away from the top there. And you don't have to do anything. They will push right through there. So that's the best part with this tape. Other tapes, you do have to get in there and remove it. This one, I removed, but much later. Give me 1 second here. And this one, because there is no coverage on the top there, this one may need to get some aluminum foil on the top. Hang on, I'm just grabbing a cotton ball real quick so I can disinfect because now we got to go ahead and clean up our tools. Hang on, folks. Thank you. We got some rain here yesterday, so I got a chance to go ahead and have the morning off from watering. That's usually a nice ordeal. But this time, everything was nice and wet, so I got a little bit of a break. I know some people and your cutters, yes. Some people are asking, Dwayne, why don't you show us how you water, man? Hang on, man, hang on. I gotta work it out with the elders to see if we're able to show you the watering techniques that we employ here at Growing Together Nursery. It is, I told y'all, it's a ancient Rican watering technique that it's been in the fam for a long time, and I try not to bring it up and say too much, but it's coming down to I may have to show y'all because I keep getting emails. They're like, dude, show us. You're full of it. There's nothing new. And I'm like, dude, all right. I'm just going with the flow. But let me talk it over with the elders and see what we can do for you. This is a thin one here. So I'm going to more than likely go with this one. Looks like it matches the hatch. I could go with even a bigger diameter branch. It really doesn't matter. But this one's thin and this one's thin. So thin to win. Let's go. And this one, I use this. It's actually a turpentine on as whoa, can't show you anything there. This is a turpentine that I grafted. Sorry. Making us dizzy. I'm sorry. I should request that you take some Dramamine before. So this is a graft that I did just for giggles back in the day. Well, like 2 years ago, just to show someone. They were asking, how do you graft? So I came over, literally just took it from itself, grafted it back onto itself. It healed just fine, and it's growing out. So turpentine on turpentine, but now it's going to get a little bit of coconut on there. This mulberry branch is right in the way. See if we can't tuck it underneath there. I'll cut that later, but all right. Can y'all see that there? All right, let's see what we can do here. Have to work from the side, but it should work. Once it's thinner, you more than likely don't have an option. You may have to go towards the middle there. So instead of hugging a side like you normally do, once it's very thin like that, see that? Oh, chunked it. I'll take this little piece off on here. Still too thick. You see that? Still too thick. We need it 1 cell thick, they say. Go slow and take your time, folks. There's no rush through this unless you're out there in the elements, but that should work. I mean, I could probably tighten that up just a hair more. But you don't want to have any bumps inside of this cut. That way there's no like big divots in there to where once you tighten that up, you're not going to have any rough spots in there. It's going to be nice and smooth and the contact will be made. But let's see here. And then this side will align this side over here. Let me show you guys. We'll get you guys in. I'm not going to move the camera, but I'll move this over, move the little tree over. But just to let you know, I'm lining this inside line right here. If I move it, then I have to readjust it and the whole deal. But know that it's lining up. Grabbing my tape, and we'll secure it. My camera is at a nice little spot there. If I move it, then oh man, it's another 10 minutes. Then we'll get more complaints and bad reviews, and I know how it goes, folks. All right, so tighten it up, give it a twist. Make sure that it stays in line as you're twisting it around. It can go from one side to the next. Again, take your time. Widen out the wrap. And that's that. Very easy. Grafting 101 there. All right. And then we'll do this one here on the top. I did a P22 on this one as well, on this other branch from the tree. So maybe, just maybe, that'll take as well. Will all these trees be multi-grafted? Yeah, most of them. Unless it's a really, really good one where I'm just like, no, I'm going to leave it on its own. But a lot of my trees will have multiple varieties on there. I'll say this, a lot of these turpentines will. Not super tight, folks. We're not choking the life out. Just keeping it snug. And if it's super long like that, the dog will tend to come over and nip at it or jump. So what you can do is take them, cut them to where you can still see them, but that way no one's willing to, or no one's wanting to tug on them, right? All right, and we label. Oh man. CC, yeah, yes, we'll do that again. It's a smaller branch, but maybe even cocoa. I don't like to use the metal tags until they take. Can we put cream in there? Oh man, that's terrible. You're writing on your trees, man. You're doing graffiti on your trees. What happens if it doesn't take? Well, it'll wash away, hopefully, but you know what it is. It's just a Sharpie marker, folks. So that's exactly what we got there. See the, uh-oh, let me get you in. I got a, right there, P22 that I went ahead and did. And this one wasn't the greatest up. It wasn't the greatest scion. This one had like a little bit of brown and green in there, but it was my only one, so threw the Hail Mary in there. I was like, why not? While we're here, let's see what else is growing on over here. Hang on here, folks. Telling you, this tripod is done. Give me 1 sec here. We're gonna get you guys standing straight, or me standing straight. No help, no help. Yes, I am sweating, folks. It is hot. I got a miracle fruit that's actually ready. So let's see. We can't run and grab it and then go run around and eat some cool stuff. We'll take the break, get something sweet in our system. Oh, and the foil. So yes, almost forgot. So this one, because there is nothing over the top, I will use some foil in here. And you don't have to get super close. You get the gist of it. Let's see. Will it hold? All right. Yeah, so what I'll do is you could use a zip tie or the same marker string, whichever one you want, or the tape. And what is the foil for? Well, the foil is basically to keep the sun off of the graft or off the scion. Why? Because it'll dry it out. This sun is, we've been reaching like 100, man. 103 the other day. Yesterday was like, I think I got 99. Day before, I mean, we're hitting the hundreds, y'all. It's hot. So what happens is, it just got cut. The sun bakes on it, and it just dries it out. Has it happened before? Oh yeah. So I got this foil trick, picked it up from people that air layer. So I was like, well, if it works for air layers, it's got to work for grass. Now, does it cook it in there? No, it's not a solar heater. It's not a little oven that's going to sit there and heat up. If anything, it wicks away all of that, the heat. It blocks the sun. The reflection will be reflected away. Like, no, it's not going to heat anything up. You just wrap up the scion there, nothing too tight, basically to where you give it a little bit of shade on there. Try it out. If you don't use it, if you don't like it, don't use it, right? Maybe I'm just a kook that does this stuff for fun, but if it works for you, cool. If not, you didn't get this idea from me. No, straight up, it's a good idea and it does work. Air layering, a lot of people would just take the bag and put it out there. It's gonna cook everything. Those roots grow in the dark, right? Same thing with this. This heals and will take in the dark as well. Again, you go ahead and nip off the excess tape there. You can also label the foil on there as well. And let me show you how that sits up in there. And I'm trying some with foil, but if it's in full sun, I tried to go ahead and give it a little bit of protection. Can you use old limbs and leaves and such? Yes. Hang on here. But the issue with that is that old leaves and branches turn brown. So yes, they're good for now, but nothing like the foil, y'all. You just cover that up. If it does rain, it drips in there. It's not super tight, so the water drips right out, but it's from the sun. Try it out. Maybe it'll work for you, maybe not. But what else do we got? Let me show you some of Kiwi's artwork that I just found as I was grabbing these scions. Let's see here. See, here's another one that I did, another blend. And I used the foil trick. It's down here. It does have a little bit of protection, but I like to go ahead and put it down there. She doesn't mess with the foil, which is nice. So there's that as well. I stood up one of your favorite trees. Someone's out there really loves this fruit, and I don't know why. Maybe there's some qualities that I'm not picking up on. But that thing was all leaned over from the wind, but Maria Graft is looking wonderful. Hang on, I'll show you. Took off the buddy tape from it the other day. So now wound is healing up quite nice. Can you see that? Oh, somewhat. She's growing very well, and I think that she's going to be just fine in the winter because she's got this overhead canopy here, this turpentine that's going to block or keep all that frost off. So this will go ahead and grow up real nice, and then after the winter, trim this off and up she goes, right? But that one there, and then a sweet tart seedling that I have in here as well, that I grafted down below. Smells just like sweet tart, but technically it's not. And I don't think that's polyembryotic. I think it was another one. I'm not mistaken. We'll find out. Tune in 3 years, folks. Got some dark clouds starting to stack. One little kohlrabi. Only one here, folks. Look at this thing. Uh-oh, I'm feeling rain. She just dug this 3-foot hole in no time. Like, oh, I'm off. Sorry, orientation was off. She just dug this hole, man. Like she's out here looking for something, man. She never digs these holes and just dug this huge hole. Like, thank you, girl. just kick sand everywhere. It's always work out here, folks. It's never a dull moment. Y'all think this is easy? No, no, no. The fun part is the harvesting, right? Everyone wants to harvest and everyone wants to have fun, you know, showing people around and whatnot. But this stuff, it gets tiring. It gets tiring, you know, that whole do what you love and you never work another day in your life. Well, yeah, but what happens when that passion is work now? Do you burn out? Do you get tired of it? Do you like it even more? For some, you know, but me, I'm still learning, folks. We're getting better. We're getting better. Working out the kinks. Listening to me. Listening to what I really want to do. You know what I mean? Like some days I'm like, yeah, it's a good idea. The next day I'm like, no. Why did I do that? Sorry. Over here, I got to do some up potting over here. All these little seedlings are starting to really grow. This one here is the Karen Michelle seedling. Debating on putting her in the ground. I know. I don't want to, but I feel like the only other place to go ahead and fruit her is to go ahead and do so. Now, I hear that there's pollination problems as well with KM, but she's a seedling. And this is one that I grafted over here that I did the return to sender to see if this branch will flower first. Will this branch flower before this one? Don't know, right? So that is one of those projects that I'm checking to see what will happen down the road, but I may have to put her in the ground. Rumi Chama is going to get trimmed here later on, but the white sapote and everything else is looking good. We still got some fruit holding. Yeah, we still got some fruit holding. Nothing over here in these sevens, but what we do have, a couple carries, which this one is almost ready here. Almost ready there. Haven't had a carry this year yet. M4s, got 5 holding now. Still holding in there, still cooking. Tasted only 1 this year. No, sorry, 2. One that split on me and had to go ahead and pull it, and then 2 that I purchased, but still waiting on that. And then Venus, 3 are still cooking on there. And stay tuned. I think I'm going to see if I can't make a tasting video on one of those. Glenn, oh, and also once she's done, she's coming out. She is out of there, folks. And I'm thinking so is Fairchild here. As much as I would love to go ahead and keep her here nice and sheltered up, you got branches that are above, and it's only a matter of time before they get a nice haircut. So, but anyways, folks, we are open today. The rain is coming in. I just wanted to show you guys some quick little grafts. Hopefully you guys are going to be out and about this weekend, buying some trees, planting some trees, getting ready for the fall. What are we doing? We're up potting over here, folks. The work doesn't stop, sorry. Up potting, all kinds of fun stuff. Like what? Well, let's see. Man, we're already 40 minutes into it. You guys know what it is. I could sit here and talk to you guys for a lot longer, but we got work to do. The rain's coming around. Oh, here it comes. But anyways, tomorrow, 10 to 6. Saturday, 10 to 6 as well. Sunday, 12 to 5. Come by and see me. Always working deals. Love y'all. Gotta go. Have a great weekend. Till next time, folks. Jesus loves you.